Hello, welcome to Tony's Bonsai. Today I'm going to be working on this procumbens nana juniper. I started doing some initial pruning in the summer and now's time to take another look. Let's take a spin of the tree. You can't really see much because it's very dense, the foliage. When I got this last summer, this was all very full. And I made some fairly big cuts, removed about 50% of the foliage, and I've just left it in place to recover. If you've noticed, I'm wearing the latex gloves. These things are really bad for my skin. I come out very itchy. I don't know why, but horrible. So first of all, let's look at the basic structure. We've got a main trunk that comes up here. It comes towards us, bends, and then snakes away, and there's a large cascading branch here. I've got lots of options with some really nice branching in here, and when I get up to the top, this branch could become the apex. There's a nice branch going back, but all this cascade here, I never saw this as a cascading tree at all. There is the chance that I could turn that into a gin, so what I will do is, rather than just cut it off, I'll just use a pair of scissors to kind of strip most of the foliage away. Oh, you can see these white balls. I had some wall insulation put in my house and they're everywhere. So this gin's not going to go all the way down here, so I can cut the end off it. I could have air layered that, but as I say, I'm quite allergic to these and I don't really want any more of them. I'm not all that keen on this one. I'm just cutting all the very fine green stuff off. So with the juniper, once you remove all the green like this, it's a bit like a pine. That branch is dead. So there's no going back. I may still end up cutting this off to here, but with it being a nice branch, I can strip the bark off, add some wire, put some movement into this, and it could possibly work as as part of the composition, but I'll decide that later on. I've got a bit of a decision to make now. We've got the trunk coming up here, moves across, moves round nicely, but then I've got a fairly thick branch here, and it's on the inside of this bend. The branch kind of comes back round, and again, I could gin that, but if I did have it as a gin, it'd be very small. So I'll give myself the option by just leaving it as a little stump like that. That's not going to be a gin, that. There's no point leaving the stump. Better to get rid of it. Gone. I can see the design of the tree then. Everything's a lot clearer. Yeah, that's better. So I'm beginning to see that shape now. This is the primary branch here, which is good. Got a branch there, one there. But round here we've got a couple that are coming out from a bit of a funny position. So this branch here, it's kind of pointing vertically downwards. I could use it as a branch from here, but we've also got one underneath it there. That one definitely has to be removed. So I'll take that one away. As I say, that could be moved like that with wire to fill this sort of space. It's quite a weedy one though. I don't really like that one. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood for chopping today. Otherwise it's never going to look like a bonsai, this. It's always going to be too full. This is quite an interesting branch. It's got a good taper going from there to this thinner section. I cut it here to stop it being too thick because it was growing all the way out there. But think now is the time to cut that back and allow this branch over here to be the new branch really. So I can go in there, take that off, there, and we've got that's a much better branch. I prefer that. Yeah, that works well. There's also a smaller branch under here at the bottom, and that's quite nice, but it's a bit long, so I'll just take a bit off it. I don't mind this branch here, I think that's quite nice, but this one under there, I want to get rid of that. I've taken a lot off, but this is looking better now. We've got our first branch there, second branch, third branch, the top of the tree, but this branch that comes round to the left, I think I'm going to turn that into the new apex, going up in that direction, so that needs some wire on it. Now I need to decide, do I want to turn this into a gin and use that within the composition? Is that adding anything to the tree? If I push that up, something like that. I think this gin here potentially stops the line flowing into the new top of the tree up here. So although I stripped it off, I'm changing my mind and I'm coming in and just removing that. Yeah, that's better, that's better. Simplifies it, I can see it now. We're beginning to get some shape. Quite difficult to wire these procumbens, Nana. I'm liking them less and less, you can probably tell. Can I still make it into a nice tree? That's the challenge. Initially, I want this branch to come back around towards us, but I don't want to do a corkscrew, so I'm then going to take it back around this way, like that. It's hard to see on the camera, sort of the sort of finished result of what I've achieved there, but the idea is just to add some interesting movement, dynamic movement that'll look good in the future. And this will get lots of light now, so that'll grow healthily, and that branch that I've just set will hopefully thicken and set in place. This is a great example of a tree that I could have made look a lot better by trimming all this top section down, clearing the lines, making it look more obviously like a tree. I'm pruning all sort of these back, wiring these, but the reality is there's no need to do that. I removed a lot of foliage off this tree today. I want to leave that top healthy with all the green on it to allow it to power the growth through this season. I'd rather go for a tree that looks good in 2 years' time than one that looks good today. You know, it looks okay. It's in a nice big pot. This should do fine. I'll be updating you on the summer as how this progresses, possibly do some further wiring July, August time. As always, thanks for joining me. Have a great day and I'll see you soon.